Hello, my name is Volcano and you're flying with Bull of Bosphorus. Welcome on this flight again. The flight will be from Istanbul to Giresun Ordu Airport. Last time we flown from Kastamonu to Istanbul, so we're gonna flying back from Istanbul to Ordu Giresun. So welcome on board. And before we flying, we will checking the flight plan, and I will show you from where we're gonna fly. As you can see, the flight number is TK 2852 from Istanbul to Ordu Giresun Airport, LTBA to LTCD, and we have 110 passengers on board, and the flight level will be 330, and this is the flight plan. And we're flying from Istanbul, heading after departing to the east, Mopin departure, and then we fly to the east, and then as you can see, here is Giresun, the airport. It's an Iceland, and landing on the water. So that was that, and the trip will be during for 1 hour and 28 minutes. We have a total fuel of 2 hours and 34 minutes, and that's enough fuel. It's about 6,300 kilograms of fuel usage. And we're looking to the weather conditions at the departure aerodrome Istanbul. For now it's okay. The wind is coming from north at 10 knots. The temperature is 9 degrees with QNH 1027. That's all okay. And at the destination aerodrome we have wind coming from the west, 260 at 8 knots. So I think we're gonna using the runway to the west. The fuel is 6 kilometers, so we're gonna use the ILS automatically to make the landing for the west heading, and the temperature there is 9 degrees with QNH 1020. So that's all the information we need. So we're getting the cockpit again, and we will start the flight. Now I've filled in everything in the FMC. As you can see, the flight plan is filled here, and so we're also ready for before start checklist. But before we do that, I will start the flight recorder data from Turkish Airlines, and because we need that. So we connected to the flight data recorder. Okay, we jump in again in the 737 cabin. Let's make a full screen. So we're starting with the lights. The lights, where is the lights? Oh, there is the lights. Turn on the logo lights and steady lighting. Wing lights on and the wheel lights. You don't need that to turn on, but I do that automatically. And we turning on the fuel pumps. Passenger signs also turned on. setting on the probe heat. So all doors is closed and the windows checked. Fuel pumps on is on. Hydraulic power as required. We don't need it yet. MCP speeds are set. The V2 the heading and the alt. Takeoff speeds also V1, VR and the V2. CDU pre-flight completed. Rudder and aileron trims. So we have to check that before we go further. If we turn to left, it's not working because we don't set the hydraulic powers on and the electrical. So we set it on and we a little bit waiting. Now it works. If you turn the joystick to the left, you see that it's turning to left and right. Elevator up and down, rudder left and right, so everything is working. So we check that. And takeoff briefing, we have completed that. Anti-collision lights turning on, and we looking to the packs. Also we need to turn on the packs. Packs off. So we're beginning with the left engine, so we're setting on the left side. And also the starting push back. I think we have a problem here. We have to close the parking brake.
Sayın yolcularımız lütfen dikkat. Uçuş emniyetiniz için inişte, kalkışta ve kemer ikaz ışıkları yanarken kasetçalar,
Everything is removed now, so we are ready for pushing back.
radyo ve televizyon alıcıları, taşınabilir video aletleri, DVD, VCD ve benzeri bataryayla çalışan elektronik ve elektrikli aletler kullanılamaz. Uçak içinde tüm uçuş boyunca radyo ve telsiz vericileri, taşınabilir telefonlar, uzaktan kumandalı oyuncaklar ve elektromanyetik dalga yayan tüm aletlerin kullanılması yasaktır. Ladies and gentlemen,
So we're starting up the right engine now, number 2.
the operation of the following items is forbidden during takeoff, landing, and when the seatbelt sign is on. Cassette players, electronic games, portable computers, compact disc players, radio and TV receivers, portable video equipment, DVDs, VCDs, or similar battery-powered electrical and electronic equipment. The operation of the following items is forbidden during the entire flight. Radio transmitters, portable phones, walkie-talkies, remote-controlled toys, or any equipment not mentioned transmitting electromagnetic waves.
So we're stopping the pushback, setting the parking brakes on, and making the checklist completing for the taxiing. Generators, we have to turn that on. So we're gonna turn on the generators. Also setting the taxi lights on. We have to set on the prop heats. Prop heats. First the left and the right pack, setting to auto. The prop heat is on. Anti-ice, we don't need that, it's not required. Hydraulic panel, and we setting this on, left and right is on. Isolation valve, auto, set, and engine start switch is continuous, left and right, number 1 and 2 is continuous. Recall checked, auto brake setting to RTO, and we're setting the flaps to 5. Engine start levers, idle detent, checked. Ground equipment, looking for the ground equipment. You can see ground equipment here, so that's free. Flight controls, we have checked that. So before taxi, checklist completed, so we are ready. LTBA traffic, and we are ready for taxi clearance to runway 35 right. So we are ready, and we're gonna taxiing to runway 35 for departure. Oh my god, the bus is on the taxiway. It will not stop for me. We have to be careful for the bus. Another one. Normally they have to stop for me, but in the flight simulator they will not stop for me. So we're gonna further continuing with taxiing to runway 35. There's another one airplane on the runway 35 is departing now. As you can see, is going there. Merhaba Cemre, are you looking to the flight? Welcome aboard if you're looking. I have to change something, and İnşallah bir gün beraber bakabiliriz Cemre. If we have time for that, and we're gonna do that once we can do that. We're continuing taxiing and still at holding point runway 35 right. So we're staying a little bit here to make the last checks before departing on the runway. And all right then, Cemre, setting the parking brakes. Cemre, parking brakes is set. And before we line up, we checking the before takeoff checklist. Cabin crew reporting received. Push on the button. F flaps, green light checked. Stabilizer trim units not checked, so we're gonna checking that. The last one, we have to set it to 4.65. So we're gonna do that 4.65. So that's set. Stabilizer trim unit set. Auto throttle arm is arm, and position lights, strobe lights steady. We have to turn that on if we're gonna further continue with taxi. Transponder TA. And we're reporting to LTBA. Traffic ready for. Not ready. Traffic line up and take off. Runway 35 right. Okay, there we go. Releasing the parking brakes and a little bit throttle forward, and standby is off, and we set it to Charlie mode. Strobe lights setting on. Turning off the packs left and right because we need more power for the departure. Landing lights on. So we are ready for takeoff, and do that. Takeoff power set. V1 and rotate. V2 positive rate, gear up. And we're setting on the autopilot. Reporting some airborne at 2000 feet. Gonna retracting our flaps. After takeoff checklist, the engine start switches as required. We don't need that, we turned it off. Engine bleeds turning on. The left and right packs also turning on. It's position lights drop and steady. That was before the takeoff. And packs auto landing gear up and off. And the flaps up and no light. We have after takeoff checklist completed. Cemre, Captain, are you still looking? So we reached 9,000 feet, so we're gonna further continuing with climbing to flight level 330. Hello Tube, welcome, thank you. So we reached the 10,000 feet, we're turning off the landing lights, the taxi lights turning off, lights to steady, and wing lights, wheel lights turning off, and the logo lights turning off, and still making the speed faster to 304 knots. We're climbing further for flight level 330, and as you can see we're flying heading 052, and that's in the heading off to the west or to the east. Eastern of Turkey. Hello my friends, welcome on board. Please leave some comment and like if you're on this channel. Thank you very much. Let's look a little bit left and to the right if we see another traffic in the sky. The flight goes until now very well, and looking for some traffic in the sky, and we're looking to the radar, and there is no flying airplane around us within 40 nautical miles. So we're looking further, nothing. There is nothing. So this is boring. So we're gonna make a little bit walking in the cabin. It can't. Ooh. So that was not so fine. And looking from the co-pilot road. As you can see, the coast of Istanbul and the Black Sea, pretty much clouds around us. Looks very fine. Hello Captain, would you like to drink something, coffee or tea? No, thank you, I don't need it. Okay. So the temperature outside is minus 90, but if you look to the FMC, temperature is on other loop progress page. As you can see, is minus 47 degrees now, minus 48. It's pretty cold. We don't want to go outside now. Turning a little bit to the right, heading to Gumru 088, and after 43 nautical miles we're at that point, changing the heading to 088. We're reaching the flight level 330 or cruise level. So that's the sound of the reaching level. We're still flying online. There is no another traffic or ATC, and everything looks normal. Let's use some wipers. Cool. The other one. That looks cool. I'm gonna turn it off. Ha! Nice. I want to make a walk around in the cabin, but I can't do that because if I do that I'm gonna fall down. Why I can't do this? Please leave a comment or like if you on this channel Say hello and bye bye. That's enough. Zooming out a little bit, and after Gurlu, we're gonna make left turn to Hakan intersection. The Hakan intersection is from now about 54 nautical miles far from here. So we have to fly a little bit in this heading, and then we reach this point, and after that to Mimto intersection. So it takes around 10 minutes, I think so. And everything looks normal still. We are reaching now the point at Hakan intersection. As you can see, we have 4.5 nautical miles left for this point. And then after this intersection, the next point is Minto, which is 34 nautical miles. And that looks cool. We have a little bit turbulence on board. Look at that. You can see how turbulent weather conditions it is now. It's a little bit shaking. We are reaching the Inabola intersection, which is Kastamonu province. About 27 nautical miles. We're flying above Inabola intersection. For the people who is watching now live, get a blue thumb for this flight, give a like, and don't go before you like this flight. And thank you people for watching, because the weather is cool, nice, very cold, and there are too much clouds around us. Look at that, beautiful. The next point where we're gonna fly is Sunum intersection, where we have 30 nautical miles for it left. As you can see on the radar, we are still flying here on this triangle point, flying to Sunum and then Sinop, and then making the right turn. And then a good flight. And we are flying at an altitude of about 10 kilometers above the ground level. It's flight level 330, as you can see. And this is the speed in knots, 277. And the wind is coming behind us from heading 246 at 34 knots, and that makes that the ground speed is higher and we go faster. Hello, Roberto Valdomiro. Roberto Valdomiro. Welcome on board. Hello, Roberto. I will say your name again. Roberto Valdomiro. Welcome on board, sir. And also another friend, Walid Said Ahmed. Welcome on board. Salamu alaikum, Wahid Ahmed. I hope you enjoy this flight, and there's nothing more to do here in this cabin, looking around and making some calculations. I'm very happy that you guys looking in this flight. domestic flight with Turkish Airlines. Welcome on board, sir. Walid Said Ahmed, you're welcome, sir. I always looking for you forward and liking my videos. Thank you very much, people. I like that. Look at that right turn. Beautiful. Look at the clouds. So we are passing the Sinop intersection and making a right turn. And after that we're following the Çorum intersection, the Charlie Romeo Mike intersection, and we have about 80 nautical miles for that. Before we gonna land there, I will tell you something about the flight. I have some problems with the FMC because it doesn't recognize the destination point, so I have filled in another airport name which is in the nearby of the destination airport, so I don't have I must fly in this heading, and don't forget the flying in this heading, and we have to make a good choice. After Terme, and then we will look at that. So the airport is turned on, so I can see where the airport is, and I can make a visual landing. Have a look from outside. Look at that, how fast we're gonna fly. So I'm gonna take a little bit of break. I have to go to the toilet. So I will see you about a few minutes, sirs and boys and girls. So back in the cabin, we will see the turbulence is much. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Another airplane, another traffic. You see that online flying? Another airplane. Beautiful. And it's gone. Wow, beautiful. Looking from outside. Where is he? There is he. He's gone. It was very fast. It was amazing. Great. People, you saw that. That was great. Oh my god. That was cool. Look on the radar, and yes, he was flying 3,000 feet above us. That's 1 kilometer above us. And if you see that, if you want to see that again, you have to watch this after the live flight. You can see that back, and that was very pretty cool. And you're seeing that not always, but sometimes you can see that sort of airplane flying around you. That was great. So there is no another traffic anymore around us, and we're gonna checking out our destination because we're reaching the point. And at Terme, the route will be ending because the FMC don't recognize the destination airport where we're gonna land, because it isn't an add-on airport. So I'm gonna making visually flying with the 737. At Terme we want to fly at an altitude of flight level 100, I think so. And then we further the next point descending to directly to the airport, which is on an island. The runway is on an island. The airport name is Ordu Giresun at the Black Sea. So it will be pretty nice. So I'm gonna searching the ILS code for the runway where we're gonna land the airplane. And looking on my phone what the code is. To make sure I can see it on my display where the airport is. LTCD. Oh, there it is. I can see it now. No, I can see it. That is not the airport where we want to go. So we have a big problems now. I'm gonna looking via the map. Normally we don't use this type of flying because everything we filled in the FMC, but this time because it is an add-on airport and it is not up to date, the FMC will get in trouble. So I will look on the map where we are, and as you can see, the Ordu airport is here, but on the display in the airplane we can see that. So the heading is at this moment good, where we're flying to, and have a look where the airport is. It's very strange. So people, we are lost in the sky. We have a big problems. That's getting exciting. That's very exciting. And look at that around us. Too much clouds. Oh my god, I'm very scared. Please help me. What can I do? Please, what can I do? Some experts here. I'm just joking. It will be ending good, so don't worry, captains. For people on the text message, thank you for liking and sending our message and looking for the flight. And at this point, I think we're gonna starting the descending. We get a FMC message. So we're gonna set in flight level 150 for descending point. Just starting with descending with 1800 feet per minute. Yes, I found the ILS code which is 108.35. So I'm gonna fill in that first. .35 and set it direct to active mode, and the other one 108.35 setting also the same code for the co-pilot. You hit it, co-pilot, it's for you. I'm doing always your work, co-pilot. Why don't you do your work so good? So I filled in that code, ILS code, and still descending. Let's make a turn to this heading. So from now on I'm gonna flying it manually, because the FMC they don't know the destination airport code, so I have to fly it by myself now. Sometimes I will look to the map because I can see where I'm flying then, and as you can see we have to turn a little bit to the right, passing this hill on the Black Sea. Yes, there it is. This point, the intersection, no another name. 315. So I'm gonna use this 315. I hope the intersection is there, or the NDB. 315. And fill that in here in this point. Oh, 315. That's a lot of work. What I filled in 315 and set it to active mode. Let's have a look if it works. And we have to turn a little bit to the right because the airport is on this place after passing some Iceland on here. If I look from the cabin, I can't see any runway or airport around me. So we're gonna do that easily and gently and looking around us in this area where the landing runway is. Also preparing for the landing. I'm setting the auto brake to 2, and I don't use the spoilers at this moment. I will do this at the moment when we're gonna land the airplane. So we're gonna further descend a little bit more. So we have to get our speed back to 280. How is it possible that I forget that? I'm too busy in my head now. Let's use a little bit spoilers. Let's have a look if we're flying in the right direction. Yes, it is in the right hand side. So you can't miss it when you fly around the airport. So let's look, where is the airport? It should be on this right side, but I can't see because the clouds. It should be there. Yes, I can see that. The airport is there. You see that? There is the airport. We're gonna make a turn and we fly straight and right turn and we fly in to this runway. Looks great. Amazing airport. So we jump up in the cabin again. As you can see, the airport is not shown on the display because it's some another add-on airport and the FMC is not up to date. To updating that, you have to pay that, and there is no money, so I can't pay that. So we're gonna back. No money. There is no money. But I'm hungry. No money, but I'm hungry. So, descending a little bit more. And we're turning to left to get more time to descend. And selecting flight level 100 and looking for some information at the airport. And at the airport the wind is coming from 240. And the visibility is 4.5 kilometers and temperature 8, QNH 1019. So we changing the QNH to 1019. So that's set. So I'm gonna making the turns above the Z for surely to make don't crash into something. If the wind is coming from 240, we can better use the runway to heading to the west. So we're gonna make another turn to left, and then we're gonna approaching the runway. I think it was 24. Let's have a look what type of runway it was. It's on runway 28. We're heading 277. So I'm gonna fill in the heading of the runway, which is 277 on the course page. Yes, the course is set to 277. Co-pilot, do your work. Why don't you set your course to 277? I'm doing your work, Captain. So you will hear the sounds. So we're gonna set our speed to 240 before we descending further below the 10,000 feet. Make another left turn. And we descending further to 5,000 feet. So turning on the landing lights. taxi lights, logo lights, strobe lights again on. The wing lights and the wheel lights turned on. And we selecting the vertical speed to 1800 feet per minute, where we can descend faster. From here, normally you can see the runway, but the clouds are an obstacle at this moment. I can't see the runway, but I'm sure the airport is there. If I look better, maybe I can see. Yeah, there it is. So we flying from here in the heading of the airport, and then passing the airport we will turn heading to 090, and then we flying off from the runway on about 10 to 15 nautical miles, and then we can make a VOR approach, which is normal, you know, to fly heading, and we know where we have to land the airplane. So that's gonna be easy. Look around, nothing to see. Look at the mountains. It's a little bit rainy, so I'm gonna using my Vipers. Yeah, buddy! Yeehaw! So let's turn heading 090. Selecting the speed to 200 knots, and descending further to 2,500 feet. Oh, listen, the hostess will say something. Listen. So the rain is gone, so we turn it off, the wipers. Turned off, la la la la la, and looking to the right, oh my god, the clouds are coming much more here. Whew, I'm getting in trouble. Okay, we have to be careful with our heading and our speed and descending. Altitude and heading is very important now, because there are mountains and the ground is getting nearby. So I have to watch out for the approach. you look from the outside, you can see that so I'm gonna making the turn 45 degrees to left, which is 045 for 1 minute. To make sure that we're gonna capture the heading of the runway. That's a normal procedure for VOR approach. So I'm gonna checking my speeds in the FMC, selecting for 30 degrees. And we have to land at this speed, 139er plus 5, so 144. 144 will be our last speed for the landing. So the speed is decreasing to 200, where we need to set up our flaps to 1. Now we can use the flaps 1, so we do that. And 1 minute is passed, so we turn right with 180 plus, that will be 225, so we turn to right, heading 225. We have to fly in this heading and then capturing the localizer, but the FMC don't know and don't recognize it, so I have to fly it with visual. So lowering back the speed to 170, where I have to use flight flaps 5. Turning a little bit. Let's do 160. Looks like it's coming very fast. So let's use flap 5. And let's use the approach button. Flap 10. And we're gonna lower the gear. And setting the spoilers to arm position, and the auto brake is set to 2. That's enough for length of runway 3 kilometers. That's no problem. And as you can see, the airplane captured the localizer, so we're gonna land automatically on the runway. A little bit rainy, so I'm gonna using again the wipers. So I'm lowering my speed. when the glide slope comes alive to 144 knots, and then we are ready for the landing on runway 28. But still I can't see the runway, but the ILS is bringing R to the runway now. Beautiful mountains. So I'm going to be using flap 15. Hope this altitude is very well, because there is a little mountain there, and I hope we can fly there over, and I think we can pass there over the mountain, so I'm not expecting some problems. So the glide slope came alive. I'm setting the speed to 144 and using the last stage of the flaps. I'm setting to flap 25 now. And using flap 30. So we are ready for the landing, and the landing lights, I can see it now. So the airplane is going down and doing the landing checklist. Engine start switches continuous, and speed brake armed, green light, checked, green light. Landing gear down and the 3 lights green, check, green. And the flaps green light. It's also green light set to 30. Flaps 30. So we are ready for the landing. And I'm gonna do letting the autopilot doing its work. So I'm not gonna disconnecting the autopilot. So we're gonna making a full ILS approach and flaring automatically. Only what I have to do is setting the thrust power, the reverse power, so we can brake on the runway. Look at the road here. Some houses and the trees and the mountains. There is the runway on an Iceland. Minimums. Landing. You see, it's flaring automatically, and the touchdown now. So the spoilers is down. We're using the reverse thrust and braking on the runway. At 60 knots, the throttles get back to idle. Releasing the brakes, flaps retracting and the spoilers get in. Turn off the landing lights and strobe lights turning off. Charlie mode off. And we're gonna leaving the runway, hold it short on the runway and taxiing to parking on a great airport, Ordu Giresun airport. So welcome on the ground, Ordu Giresun Havaalanı airport. I'm gonna parking the airplane right there, so we turn to left. Setting the parking brakes and cut off engine number 1 and 2. Turn off the wipers. And taxi lights turning off also, and we have to use starting the battery power. Turn off the anti-ice lights and for the engine. Yes, that's because we don't set the battery on. So we have to wait until we can use the battery. So we can use it now. So we turn it on and the electrical power goes back to the cabin. So we can do normal work. Shutdown checklist. Parking brakes are set. Engine start levers cut off. Passenger signs, we have to turn it off. Turned off. Hydraulic power setting off. Anti-ice set off. Probe heat setting off. Let's look the probe heat here. Turn it off. Window heat, turn it off. Left and right window heat turned off. IRS as required, so we don't do that. Fuel pumps turning off. Turned off left and right fuel pumps. Anti-collision light, we have to turn that off if the engine's below really turned off. Yes, it's turned off, so we turn on off the anti-collision light. And the transponder is also turned off. Packs as required, so we let it on. Waiting for securing. I don't think I'm gonna secure the airport, so I will thank people for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, hello to Vibe Star. I'm sorry, a little bit too late to react to your if you're still here, say hello and I will say hello back. But if you want to give some like, I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. For any questions, you can go for Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. So thanks for watching, and I hope you see you next time again. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and love flying. See you next time. Have a nice day.